the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Developing tonight on DC News Now at 10, the DC Attorney General filing a bombshell lawsuit against the Washington Commanders as well as the NFL. We have live team coverage tonight breaking down what this means for the team and how fans are reacting.
Plus, breaking news out of Prince George's County, where officials just voted on a rezoning proposal to tackle overcrowding classrooms. We'll show you in a live report why some parents are not happy tonight.
Also breaking tonight, President Biden's plan to cancel hundreds of billions of dollars in student loan debt has been ruled unlawful and must be vacated. We've got the full details just ahead. Now, good evening. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 10 on DCW 50. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz. In our top story tonight, the DMV will be feeling the impact of Tropical Storm Nicole by tomorrow morning.
Yeah, the rare November hurricane battered the east coast of Florida last night before weakening to a tropical storm. This is video from earlier today. You see here rain and wind lashing parts of St. Augustine. At least 4 deaths have been tied to this storm, at least so far. 2 people killed from down power line. 2 others died in a car crash in Florida's Turnpike. All right, let's get right to DC News Now. Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb is tracking the storm since it began to develop. And Janessa, storm is still pretty widespread.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like this. You have a broad storm system that is just eating up the East Coast. So you have the center of circulation right now. This storm has gone back into the Gulf of Mexico. And so we want to watch for any increasing moisture that it could gain going into a very warm Gulf. That's about 85 degrees at this point. But look at the expansion of the cloud plumes with this storm system. Tropical storm Nicole, not even a hurricane, and look how it expands all the way into Philadelphia. So this just shows you satellite, the cloud coverage associated with this, and then we still have those feeder bands that are very dramatic right now across Atlanta into Georgia, and tomorrow they start to whip through the Carolinas. That's why a slight risk of severe storms remain for Charlotte into the Richmond area, central Virginia as well. That's the second lowest risk for severe storms, but the primary threat is going to be damaging winds, also some wind gusts and flooding associated with this tropical system. So for the rest of the evening, we'll go with cloudy skies. A few spots out towards Fredericksburg into Spotsylvania start to notice a few raindrops overnight around 3 a.m. and temperatures still hovering in the upper 50s. Now, the National Hurricane Center has issued a new update with this tropical system and how it really impacts the DMV. We'll look at that forecast coming up.
You can't lie to DC residents in order to protect your image, your profits, and get away with it, no matter who you are.
Searing words from DC's Attorney General tonight.
Yeah, in his final months in office, Karl Racine not holding back, launching a bombshell lawsuit against the entire Washington Commanders franchise.
Yeah, Racine accuses owner Dan Snyder, the Commanders team, and the NFL of working together to deceive fans by lying about the league's investigation into the team's toxic workplace culture and allegations of sexual assault.
We're standing up for DC residents who were repeatedly lied to and deceived. The evidence shows Mr. Snyder was not only aware of the toxic culture within his organization, he encouraged it and he participated in it.
The lawsuit claims Dan Snyder tried to pay witnesses to remain silent and use private investigators to intimidate them, and that the NFL knew about it. The suit also alleges Snyder routinely harassed his female employees, in one instance making voyeuristic videos during a calendar shoot with cheerleaders.
Now we have live team coverage tonight. Dave Laval is standing by with reaction from Commanders fans.
But we want to go straight to Marielle Carbone. And Marielle, 2 women and former employees today saying they don't want anyone else to go through what they went through in the workplace.
Yeah, and that's their goal by speaking out about this. Now, today, the Attorney General, he said that Dan Snyder really has a hand on everything going on with the team, and that he not only knew about what was going on, as you guys mentioned, but he participated in it. So these women are hoping that by exposing this culture of sexual harassment within the team, that this will lead to a shift in how women are treated in the workplace.
We've risked so much. We're not going to sign your NDA. We're not going to take money. We're not going to be quiet.
2 years after coming forward about the toxic work environment engulfing the Washington Commanders football team, ex-employee Megan Imbert says the tide is finally changing.
It feels very different.
Thursday, Attorney General Karl Racine filed this lawsuit against the team, its owner Dan Snyder, the NFL, and Commissioner Roger Goodell, accusing them of covering up ongoing workplace harassment. In the lawsuit, Racine claims team employees referred to Snyder as the chief harassment officer, that Snyder ran the team like the mafia, and that Snyder himself sexually harassed female employees.
Mr. Snyder dictated everything from which photos of cheerleaders were used in an annual swimsuit calendar to how revealing the uniforms would be. He directed his employees to create voyeuristic videos of partially clad cheerleaders.
Someone somewhere finally stood up and said enough is enough.
Legal analyst Deanna Lewis says these allegations have the possibility to spin off another Me Too movement, encouraging more women to speak up and bringing more reform to the workplace environment.
If this can happen on this large scale, then I should speak up for myself even on this lower scale, especially when you're looking at a corporate entity like the NFL as a model entity, a model workplace, a model for success and achievement.
This is bigger than this team. This is bigger than the NFL. This is a society issue. The NFL is a microcosm of society.
And this lawsuit, it comes out just as we're hitting that 5-year anniversary of the start of the Me Too movement. Advocates for that movement say that there have been some positive political changes over the last 5 years, but that there is still more work to be done. Reporting live from FedEx Field tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Marielle, thank you. Fans no doubt have a lot to say regarding today's announcement. That's where we continue our live team coverage tonight with our Dave LaValle. He joins us from FedEx Field. And Dave, I know lots of fans are just disgusted.
Chris, that is a big-time understatement. You know, lately we have heard a lot of fans regarding all these off-the-field issues and how upset they have been by all that. Well, now there's another emotion that's in play tonight, anger, and they told us all about it.
They might have to go to jail.
Laverne Ingram is blunt when it comes to the Washington Commanders' latest scandal.
Well, you really don't know what's what. Every time you turn around, there's something coming out.
D.C. Attorney General Karl Racine says team owner Dan Snyder knew about sexual harassment allegations inside the team and even encouraged and took part in them.
I have no words for it. I really don't. I don't understand why.
Mona Wilson wants answers to the allegations that include Snyder.
That's not right. No. But that's the Washington Commanders, right?
But Wilson and other fans find the details about inappropriate, secretly recorded videos of cheerleaders especially disturbing.
It should not be allowed. Something should be done.
This don't make any sense, and it should be corrected as soon as possible.
This is just the latest scandal involving Snyder, who announced last week he's considering selling the team. Fans say they've had enough of him, and it's time for Snyder to go after 23 years as owner.
I think he needs to just sell it, move on, and be done with it. Get his little money or whatever he's going to get, and let it be.
The NFL released a statement late this afternoon in which it denied the allegations and said it will vigorously work to clear itself of the accusations. Live at FedEx Field, Dave LaValle, DC News Now.
Dave, thank you. And coming up at 10:30, we talk to a legal expert on what this case actually means. Is the Attorney General stretching a bit too far to go after the Commanders franchise? That report just ahead.
And breaking tonight at 10, President Biden's plan to cancel hundreds of billions of dollars in student loan debt has been ruled unlawful and must be vacated. A federal judge in Texas made that ruling tonight. The debt relief plan has already been temporarily blocked due to a request made by 6 Republican states. U.S. District Judge Mark Pittman ruled that the HEROES Act, a law that provides loan assistance to military personnel, did not authorize the relief plan. The Biden administration relied on the HEROES Act to enforce the relief plan.
And more breaking news tonight. Prince George's County Board of Education just voted on a rezoning proposal to tackle overcrowding classrooms and also issues with older school buildings. Now, this plan includes closing some schools in the area, and parents, they are not happy about it. Our reporter, Yamarie Sase, covers Prince George's County for us. She's live at the Board of Education meeting. And Yamarie, what was the final vote?
Yeah, the final decision was that it was a unanimous vote to approve this proposal. Now, although several parents expressed their disappointment in the fact that some schools will have to close down within this proposal, many of them are just completely disappointed about this entire situation. But tonight, Prince George's County Public Schools CEO Monica Golson ensured that this will be pushed back to 2024. Now, the purpose of this entire rezoning initiative is to balance enrollment and create boundaries for new and expanded schools. Now, that also means some schools will have to get closed down and get combined with other schools. Now, those schools include Pointer Ridge, Concord, and Rose Valley Elementary School. And last week, I spoke to some parents, and a lot of them said they're completely disappointed about these changes. But tonight, CEO Monica Golson thanked everyone for their comments and concerns and ensured that they were all taken into consideration.
And lastly, the comprehensive plan just approved will address overutilization across Prince George's County Public Schools. It removes several of our aging buildings from our current inventory, freeing up more funds for us to use for existing buildings, reduces the number of temporary classrooms, and allows the school system to increase pre-kindergarten openings. And lastly, it finally allows us to align the 6th grades with middle schools, which we have been trying to do for more than 10 years.
Yeah, now there were some changes to that original proposal. Rising 5th graders and rising 8th graders who are affected by these boundary changes do have the option to remain in their current schools. And this entire change will take effect next school year. For now, reporting in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, I'm Yamarie Sase, DC News Now.
Yamarie, thank you. Well, tonight, pushback against former President Trump's potential re-election bid from a high-ranking Virginia Republican. Coming up in a live report on how those comments are adding a new voice in the debate over how Commonwealth Republicans are reacting to the midterm results.
Plus, the transition of power begins in Maryland. Wes Moore visited Governor Larry Hogan at the State House for a private meeting, and DC News Now was there. We'll show you in a full report why the two are already on the same page going forward.
And I have some better news. The 10 o'clock update from the National Hurricane Center has just been released. We now have tropical depression, Nicole. That does change some of our impacts for your DMV First Warn Day. We'll look at that coming up.